Hey, what's good everybody? Chef Eric Hammond coming at you. It's been a long time since I made a video. So today we're going to make a classic Tuscan soup. It's called La Ribollita. It literally translates to reboiled. It is a soup that dates back to the medieval times in Tuscany, and it's great for this really cold winter days that we're having here in Chicago. And it is a beautiful classic soup that everybody should know how to make. So the items you're going to need to make the soup are diced carrots, celery, and onions, uniformly diced about 1/4 of an inch square. Cannellini beans, which have been soaked overnight, then drained. Cavolo nero, black cabbage or Tuscan kale. They're called all those things. You're going to have some tomatoes, canned plum tomatoes, preferably Italian. Day-old bread, garlic, chili flakes, rosemary, and some sort of stock, like a chicken stock or a vegetable stock, either way. Also, you're going to use rinds of Parmesan. It adds an incredible flavor to the soup. So let's start to cook the soup. You're going to get a heavy bottomed pot up, and you're going to add some good quality olive oil into it and let that start warming up. To the olive oil, you're going to add your sliced garlic. Now, I've explained this to you guys in the past. You want to slice the garlic in nice big slices. This is because the thicker or the bigger you slice it, the less oil exudes from it, and it'll become a less bitter flavor than if you just diced or rough chopped your garlic. You want to start to get this browned. Just let it go with the oil. It'll start browning, and all that beautiful garlic flavor is going to come out into the oil. This is the beginning of your flavor foundation. The trick to great cooking is to build your flavors, to layer your flavors. So you can see it's starting to brown now. You don't want it black, you just want it nice and golden brown. There you go. Now to this, you want to add your diced vegetables. Carrot, celery, onions. Your rosemary. A couple of pinches of the chili flakes. And start seasoning it with salt and pepper. This is an essential part of the cooking process, because you want to, like I say, season every step of the way. Then you want to cook this down for about 10 or 15 minutes. You don't want much color on this, so you want to lower your heat to a medium heat and just keep on moving it. This way all the oils and flavors come out of the vegetables. Now it's ready for your next steps. So to this, we're going to add the kale and the cannellini beans. Use them all. I love beans. This is really healthy for you. Give this a mix. and then just cook it for about another 5 minutes like this. Then we could move on to adding our liquid. So now that the kale has started to wilt a little bit, you can start adding your broth. I'm using chicken broth because I prefer it that way, but vegetable broth is perfect for this. You can make this a vegan soup if you'd like. And you also want to add your crushed tomatoes at this point. Give it a stir. It's already starting to look great. Can't wait to eat this tonight. It's cold here in Chicago. Want to add your rinds of Parmesan directly into the broth. This is going to add it a real good, different dimension to the soup. You want to bring this to the boil and drop it down to a simmer and simmer it for like an hour and a half. At this point, you also want to retaste the soup for seasoning. So just with the spoon, take a little bit of the broth. That's pretty flat. I'm going to add some more salt, and I'm going to add black pepper. Now don't forget, it's going to reduce a little bit, so you want to add the salt sparingly. You can always add at the end. Give it a stir. And let it go. Okay, after about an hour and a half of simmering, you want the beans to be really fork tender and just be able to crush them with your finger a little bit. At this point, you want to find the Parmesan rinds that we added and remove them from the broth. I put in 2 Parmesan rinds. I just found one. And we're looking for that other one, which it's like a treasure hunt in here now. There it is. Well, part of it at least. The other part broke off someplace, so we'll find it later on. Now, you want to add your bread. Stale bread. If you don't have stale bread, you can just use some bread that you toasted up in the oven for a little bit, and that speeds up the process a little bit. And you just want to mix this up in there. Get it all soaked up. At this point, you want to simmer it for about, 15, 20 minutes more, and then you can serve it. Now you see how the bread is starting to absorb the liquid. This is what you want. A lot of recipes tell you to remove the crusts. I don't, because I do enjoy the crust, but you can. Also, if you don't want to have all this bread in your soup, you could just put the bread in the bowl and use them as croutons. That works as well, but this is the traditional way to do it. So to finish, you want to ladle it in your bowl. You want to give it a good, generous portion of shaved Parmigiano Reggiano. And you want to give it a nice drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. This is an incredible soup. So that's La Ribollita. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you make this recipe and share it with your friends and family. This is a great soup for the cold winter months. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel at Chef Eric Hammond and my Instagram, #Chef Eric Hammond. Thanks for watching.